So let me ask you something about the cover itself. Before you came on the call, John and I were talking about how Bone fans can point out and remember something from every cover, like as soon as you ask them. And I think that for Faces of Death, it's of course either the Grim Reaper or that first yellow cover. Do you remember who picked, was it you that picked the yellow, or do you remember how that ended up being that yellow?
If I recollect correctly, I didn't pick the yellow. The yellow was a choice, I believe, by Kermit, and that was simply just to make that cover stand out, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's how that went, but I didn't pick the yellow. So the Grim Reaper itself, it was actually drawn on a different background, and then that was cut out and removed and then superimposed onto that yellow background.
Now, did you draw the Grim Reaper for this project, or was it something that you had drawn for something else and they just used it?
No, it was specifically for that. It was specifically for that project.
Oh, cool. Do you remember if it was for this then, and you said there was a background and stuff, do you remember at all what the rest of the picture was that you had actually drawn for the cover?
I think the rest of the picture, if I'm not mistaken, it was more like a cemetery setting in the background. Back in the 90s, reproductions or prints and stuff, it was like the more complicated the drawing was, the more you would get charged for it. So I'm pretty sure that's why we simplified that drawing, because just having that one image on there versus having that whole background scenery and all that stuff, it would just make it a little less costly to produce.
Sure, yeah.
One of the questions I often see regarding the cover is that they wanted us to ask is that the eyes look like chili peppers. Was that intentional? What's the chili pepper story for the eyes?
No, man, these fans are crazy, man. Like, no, I mean, at that time, that was just my style drawing the Grim Reaper. Like, I just thought that looked cool. It's no significance to it at all. It's just the way I was just drawing the Grim Reaper at that time. I would just do those elongated eyes like that and color them in red. I just thought it looked cool like that.